Welcome back to Dr. No Minute 64. My name is Brian.
And my name is Christian.
And this is the podcast that takes the longest running, most suave, debonair spy franchise there is and shakes it out 1 minute at a time, never stirred. I'm doing a lot of weird stuff with this popsicle. Because this is Bond.
Minute Bond.
Christian. I took a bite of popsicle the wrong point. I'm going to wait and catch up with Christian. What happened? Fuck, it's a little bit. I didn't mean to do it. What happened?
So
now I'm gonna bite a piece of popsicle, so don't depend on me for 30 seconds.
Right. So Bond is walking up to the girl, and she starts to take steps back as he's walking towards her, and she tells him not to come any closer. And one of the first things he says is, "I'm not supposed to be on this island either. I take it that you're not supposed to be here."
Smart, immediately setting up or explaining away why she's there, I guess, and not to be threatened, maybe?
Yeah. And she's definitely carrying a knife because she pulls it out as he steps a little closer, and he says, "I promise my intentions are honorable."
Yeah, and also she said, "I can smell an uncircumcised man, and I can change that."
She does not say that.
Thanks for clearing that up.
And he tries to be funny. He's like, I promise I won't steal your shells." And she says, "Oh, I know you won't."
That was badass. To be honest, that was a badass response.
Yeah.
Yes, cool.
And he starts to walk next to her and asks her what her name is. And what's her name again? It's something weird. Honey Ryder.
She says her last name first.
Yeah. Right. Oh, shit. She does.
Third time.
Ryder. Honey Ryder.
Hey, is she copying Sylvia Trench too? There's got to be some copyright to this format.
And that's it. That's really all that happens. But he kind of laughs at her name, and he says it's a really pretty name.
Yeah. I like that he said that his intentions were noble. It's like as much as I don't like that he did it, and I think it's gross, he's still treating people accordingly to a sense, He's very respectful and of boundaries with Sylvia Trench and with Honey Ryder, because he doesn't see them as actual active threats against him. But the person who clearly is an active threat, he's like, well, my empathy and moral code and respect is right out of the fucking window. He just goes sociopathic to people who are actively
trying to kill him.
Yeah. I was going to save this for another time, but I was thinking about what I would like in the next Bond movie, with a different actor. And I was really thinking I would love if they were just a piece of shit. Everyone thought they were a piece of shit. They were very uncomfortable with them. Maybe we start with a mission with a 00 who dies, and it's 009, and we find out later that they sent 008 first, and then 009, and they were like, fuck. We keep fucking up. The job's not getting done. We have to go to the person who we know will succeed, but who we fucking hate, which is 007. And you just have an M that would never pass 007 if he failed his exam, like M does in Skyfall,
Mm-hmm.
An M who hates him and who really doesn't want to ever work with him, but because he's the best, they call him in, and he's just a sociopathic piece of shit. When she says, "I think you're a misogynistic dinosaur," or whatever, to Pierce Brosnan, I want people to actually think, fuck, he's a monster, but we need him. Yeah. Did you see Serenity, the Firefly movie?
I think you made me watch that many years ago, yeah.
So there's Chiwetel Ejiofor in there, and made you watch it. You're welcome. That's a great movie. Anyway,
actually, no, I think you've had me watch Firefly, but I never watched Serenity.
Oh, you should watch. Anyway, there's this line with the villain who he's a monster, and he's working to bring about a utopia, and the hero says, you think they're going to accept you in this perfect world? And he's like, oh no, it's not for me. I'm a monster, but I'm necessary to get there. And if we had Bond be that, someone who, like, yeah, ends up sleeping with women, ends up boozing a lot, and ends up saving the day. But the whole time we're like, I would never want to sit down and share a beer with this guy or hang out with him or have a conversation because he's disgusting, but he's still doing all the things we envy.
Yeah. Huh. That would be an interesting character dynamic.
And instead of like the internal conflict we get with Craig's Bond, it's the conflict with the audience with whether they like this Bond or not. I think that would be really cool. I don't think they'd ever go with it because they would fear that it would hurt the brand. But oh man, we just had a Tony Stark who is sadistic to a degree and who didn't redeem himself. Oh, I'm
trying to think if there is a character like that already.
I mean, think about it. Joker made $1 billion and he's not helping anyone. Like, there's an argument that he killed a few scumbags, you know, like the scumbag elite, but he is no way. He's much worse than the Bond I'm pitching, and much less is at stake. Like, Joker is dealing with issues of oppression and systemic oppression, so there is something at stake in that, even though Joker doesn't give a shit. But this is like, the guy is still willing to save the world, so there's a body count at stake at the end of the day. But maybe we just need to make that movie. Maybe we do, Brian. Maybe we do. After we do my John Wick parody, Jack Wax.
I forgot about that.
You'll hear about it later. I won't pitch that one. But it's ridiculous and stupid, and I love it so much. It's like our Dr. No You Didn't sketch. I'm not forgetting about any of these.
Anything else that you want to add for this minute, Brian?
Just your name.
My name is Christian.
My name is Brian.
And that was money.
Tell us your pitch on Instagram at Bond Minute Bond. Every penny of it. Not that we're going to steal your pitch and make money of it. That's not what every penny